Tell us how you first got into YouTube and how you started your own YouTube channel.
YouTube is something I've always considered in the back of my head. Like, man, I'd love to do that someday. Man, I'd love to do that someday. Like, over and over again. I'd be like, wow, I would invest. I would invest in this. And I got into it, actually. I was waiting for a game. And I was like, I wanna start my channel when I start a game as well. Like I mentioned earlier, my Call of Duty days, I played COD, I stopped for a year. So there was a year gap between when I finished playing COD and when I started playing Factions. And in that year, I did a year at college. And then at the end of my first year of college, I actually studied interactive multimedia development at college and learned a whole bunch more about video production, along with a bunch of other things. And then after my first year, I was well equipped, knowledge-wise, I was well equipped, and financially too. I could pick up YouTube, and I was like, yeah, let's do this. And it was just kind of like a jump 2 feet in, 2 feet first, you know?
Oh yeah.
And I picked up Factions as well because it had a multiplayer, and I was like, all right, I like this. When I started the channel, I didn't plan it. I didn't plan it out for like a long time and be like, all right, now execute, right? And let's start this channel. It was kind of on a whim. It was probably about a 2 or 3 week period where I was buying the things I needed and getting the softwares I needed, and well, I had the softwares by then, but really brushing up and doing a little research and getting prepared and being like, what's it going to be called and what am I going to do on it? What am I going to play? Right? Kind of that basic planning, but that planning process maybe took 2 weeks. 2 weeks maybe. Like it was a new thing. Factions I fell in love with because it was a multiplayer game, and I loved multiplayer games from my Call of Duty days. I also loved it because the strategy behind it compared to COD completely takes a shit on COD. Like
it takes a big runny dump on COD.
I was in love with Factions. I fell in love with it so quickly. A lot of that too is influenced with Metaboy, because he and I would play together, and we'd play side by side, and we had all the advantages. Like we actually used shotguns back in the day all the time. And no, like nobody knew it was OP back then, but we used shotguns.
God dang.
Oh!
When you started your YouTube channel, was it primarily for Last of Us content?
It was gaming anything, and because The Last of Us was the first of hopefully a series, it was like a standalone game. It had a multiplayer, so I'm like, I'm gonna have fun playing this. I knew it was gonna build a community because it's a multiplayer of this game. So I knew the potential.
So what was Factions like the first video you put, the first stuff you put out on your channel was Factions, was it?
Factions, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's sort of the gift and the curse too, because I liked Factions so much, that's all I posted, right? But at the same time, it helped the channel grow.
You became a Last of Us YouTuber, for better or for worse.
Yeah.
How did you discover The Last of Us?
Jacob mentioned it to me. He was like, dude, check out this. He does this all the time. He's always like, check out this game, man, it's so awesome. Check out this movie, man, it's so awesome. Dude, look at this, right? He's always showing me cool stuff, and I love it. And majority of the games he shows me, I play like once, and I'm like, oh, this is alright. Or I like watch gameplay, and I'm like, oh, this is okay. And he talked about The Last of Us to me, just his sales pitch, sort of. I loved it. I was like, man, this sounds really cool. It just sounded really awesome. And I was like, all right, I'll try this. The whole zombie thing, we didn't even know there was a multiplayer at that point. He was just telling me about the campaign, and he was like, dude, you like fight these fungal zombies, and like, man, it was just sounds so awesome. I remember sitting down, I think it was the second or third time I had ever sat down in front of The Last of Us. I went to load up the Last of Us, the game, the single player game. And I saw Factions, and I'm like, what the heck? What is this? And I went and clicked it and opened it up, and it brought me to the main lobby menu, right? And I looked at that, and I was like, I literally remember what I thought. I opened it up and looked at it, and I saw there was like a clan thing, and like saw that it was just, the menu looked so boring, and I was just like, ugh, like I was disgusted by it. I was like, oh, this is gross. Like I don't want to play this. This looks stupid. At the same time, I was also like obsessed with the single player, so I'm like, I just wanted to sit down and play as Joel and beat the crap out of zombies, right? So it's like, you can't propose a new idea to someone when they're in love with something else.
Exactly,
right?
makes sense to me.
Go.
Same for
in
me.
love with The Last of Us, and I wanted to play as Joel and protect Ellie and kill clickers, and and then they're like, hey, what about factions? I'm like, piss off, like, no, get out of here. Get out of here.
I resisted off of going to factions for a long time too, but I was just like, I played the campaign so many times, I need to. God damn it, there's nothing else like it, so I went into factions.
I played the campaign once. As soon as I picked up on factions, I just fell in love with factions even harder than I did the campaign.
Oh wow.
And I was like, this takes the epicness in the single player game, forges it into a multiplayer game. And I was already a huge fan of those multiplayer games from Call of Duty days. Plus, I immediately also fell in love with the strategy, like playing alongside Native Boy and being like, oh my gosh, like, I have a 2x4 while you have he had a 2x4 and then I'd have like a 9mm with some bullets there. Ooh!
Yeah, you did.
I'll take it. It was awesome. We like immediately saw the intensity of the strategy behind this game and jumped right in.
You talked about like you use Crafter 3 and you would specifically give the gifts to your
to each other.
Yeah.
And that's like, Crafter 3 is far from the best perk in the game, but the fact is, we took the game, we saw the playfield, and we bent it to our advantage. We saw, you know what? Oh man, dude, if we do this specific strategy and only gift to each other, we're gonna get parts, and we're gonna get like so many weapons. It was kind of the first application of that teamwork that you could do. And oh god. Oh my gosh, he wants me dead. Oh man. I remember when we were playing the game, the first time we applied that sort of teamwork, we kind of ran around and fought guys like Call of Duty. First time we did it, we were on Dam, and we saw a guy, and he was sneaking over to the box. This is when everyone was a random, like, clearly saw him in open view. I had a 9mm with 4 bullets, and Jacob had a 2x4. And I said to Jacob, I'm like, dude, rush him. I'll pepper him with the 9mm, and then you smack him in the face with the 2x4. And that's what we did. He jumped out and sprinted at the guy. The guy saw Jacob, and the other player didn't even know what hit him. Like, he was opening the box and like derping, and Jacob just hustled him. I shot him up. Well, shot him like 2 or 3 times, and then Jacob just beat him down with the 2x4. I had to have shot him at least 3 times, but I didn't keep track. Back then, like, we didn't have the knowledge in the game. Now people know exactly how many bullets it takes to down a guy with certain weapons, and they know exactly, it's like all these specifics. There's so much knowledge behind the game now, where people spawn, what angles there are, strong and weak points in the maps, Oh, dude, I can't get away from you.
Yeah, everyone
There's so much of that.
knows the game so well now.
They know the game so well, you can't play casually anymore.
Yeah.
Nowadays, the closest we can get to playing casually is like putting on a silly weapon or stupid weapon and then trying hard with it, you know what I mean? And that's also okay because, when a game's out long enough and enough people love it, you'll learn it. You'll learn the game.
Oh my god, you armor scrub.
First time I bought armor, dude.
Armor scrub. Now, the first video you did on your channel was a tips and tricks Last of Us video of high school map. I think the funniest thing I find about this video is that one of your tips is do not or rarely ever go for special executions. So of all the gamers I know of The Last of Us, you special execute the most. Yeah. When did this shift in philosophy happen?
If you want me to give you some advice so that you can win, I'll still tell you, don't special execute. Don't do it. Don't do it. No. Because if you're in the big leagues and you're really trying to win, the risk behind special executing compared to the reward is not worth it. The reason why I love special executing is because, again, I'm more of a casual gamer. I prefer the shiny explosions and the loud guns and the sexy executions.
Yeah.
It's eye candy to me. That's why I special execute.
Because it's fun. You play this game for fun? What the fuck is wrong with you?
It's so cool, man. And like back when the game first came out, and there were like so many different executions. There's a small firearm execution. There was a large firearm execution. Or you could just punch him in the face with your fist. Like you never even knew what was coming. Especially when I started the game, I found out before you even have those right judgment calls in place. I so quickly found myself dying every special execution, but it was so worth it. It was so worth it.
Well, one of the things that really fascinates me about your style of gameplay, it's very unique. It's very much a parts-heavy loadout kind of style of gameplay, which is unlike others I've seen. And it's usually when people try to go for parts, like myself, I would rock a medic loadout, but that's not what you do. That's not your style. You like you use Crafter 3 and Executioner 3. And sometimes Collector.
Where's the risk?
Yeah.
Where's the risk in that?
Where's the risk, eh?
Crafter was safe enough for me.
Oh my god.
Really?
You got a headshot. Not a sharpshooter kind of guy. You're a parts-heavy, box-heavy kind of player, which is very different because I know a lot of people the people that try hard or the really good players. I skip the box. You know, I go right in for that kill, or I'm really sneaky. I gotta sneak around, but it's just like you're just kind of just walk around hitting the boxes, very importantly, and then get these parts from special executions and crafting. That's game style for you. Like you said, that's because it's just fun. It's the eye candy kind of thing.
It's the eye candy. I mean, you can. The best way to win against me is to put on cover 3, a silenced large firearm, and sit in a corner. That's the best way, because I'm going to get impatient, I'm going to start moving around the map, I'm going to start going crazy, and you're going to kick my butt. If you are quiet enough, then...
Nice!
Good kill. But, do you know what I mean? It's like, I need to move around the map. I gotta cover as much ground as I can. I need to get in really close and hide behind a piece of cover and get that action. It's like my if I take it and apply it to a movie, my favorite type of movie to watch is action comedy. Because A, I love the action, the explosions, the intensity. And B, I love the laughs. I love to laugh. I love to have fun. Oh my god! No!
Nice!
The part heavy aspect to it is... I just shot the door for
him.
Oh my gosh. Bravo, man! That was a great kill.
Let me spoon your ear a little bit.
I'm happy that people got to see that. I'm happy that gets to go on YouTube. For me, it's again that action, that rush. When I start a game and I have a parts heavy loadout, I gotta get those parts.
Yeah, I do get that. I know what you feel. I like the feeling of seeing the parts like get higher and higher. I'm like, oh, give me those juicy parts.
No, it's not the collection. It's the necessity of them. Oh, you start a game and you're like, oh, frig, like I need these parts or this loadout is garbage.
Wow.
To start a game feeling like that, you're setting yourself up for a heck of a ride, because
setting you up for disaster, you mean?
Oh yeah, it's either disaster or a heck of a ride. I mean,
I can see how a parts heavy loadout really is like a very much of a rush.
And like if you start a game with the parts heavy loadout, it's like, yeah, getting the kills is exciting, getting the parts is exciting, but if you're really looking for like that satisfying feeling, it's at the end of the game when you see that, not even the kill count, but the fact that you did it.
Yeah.
You pulled off that loadout.
Makes sense to me.
Made it. And that's a
fucking
huge
headshot.
Over the dumpster. These shots are getting old, Justin. You're pulling these off all the time.
I know, I'm the best. How did I get to be the best?
Don't you dare! No!
What the fuck? Oh, come on, yo! You bitch!
I love throwables because it's that challenge. It's like, can I make
That's
that
a challenge? Oh my god, what a scrub.
Can I
throw this Molotov at them? How do you pull this off?
Not a molly, the bombs. That's why Bobby Barks impresses me so much, because I'm like, man, he embraces that.
You bitch! Come on! Yeah, Bobby Barks impresses you. That's really pathetic.
Wow, you just make friends, eh?
I'm the best.